Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how I have wired this equalizer into this amp. This amp has preamp out and preamp in connectors, or accessory as they are called on the back of this machine, or this particular amp. This amp, however, does not have a tape monitor button, but the equalizer does. I have also wired in a 3-head cassette deck to this equalizer, so its tape monitor circuit in the equalizer and its tape monitor button can be used for its intended purposes with a cassette deck as well. And the quickest way to tell if your amp has those connectors or not is to look for these bridged connectors on the back of the amp, here marked as send and receive. They could also be marked as preamp in and preamp out. But let's have a look at how I have wired it up. So the first thing I did is I removed these bridges on these accessory connectors, and I'm going to connect the equalizer here. I have used different color RCA cables to emphasize this visually as well. This is the amp accessory connectors send on blue and red cables, connected to source in on the equalizer on the red and blue cables. The preamp out connectors on the equalizer on the grey cables are connected to accessory connectors receive on the amplifier. Connecting the equalizer like this will allow you to equalize all sound from all sources. So if you're playing the radio, CD player, cassette deck or turntable, the equalizer can be used. If you don't have an amp with preamp connectors, you might want to check out my other video on how to connect an equalizer to a amp with a cassette deck. Here I left most of the connectors off just to make it simple and easy to see what's been connected so far. And this is where you'd normally plug in a cassette player. If it's a 2-head deck, you'd plug it in here. However, I wanted to use the equalizer's tape monitoring functions, so I've connected it like this. Again, using different color RCA cables, this time grey cables and black cables. This is the back of the equalizer and connectors marked tape rec for recording and tape play. And these are connected to the cassette deck above. Rec or recording is connected to line in on the cassette player, and line out of the cassette player is connected to play on the equalizer. So that's all connected. Let's have a look how it works. And apologies about the music. And yes, the equalizer does work on the radio. And it would work on everything else if I had everything else connected to it as well. I have also recorded that bit of music while it was playing. The equalizer works on the cassette deck as well. And with this amplifier, or in fact any amplifier with preamp in and out, I can use this equalizer as a tape monitor for the tape deck. This is going to be playback from cassette. And I might have to talk over this, but as you can see, the equalizer does work on cassette playback. And hooked up like this, the equalizer can be used as a tape monitor for the cassette deck, even though the actual amp doesn't have a tape monitor function button on it. I guess we'll have to wait and see if this music is acceptable to YouTube or not. And here you can clearly see that the tape monitor function does work on this equalizer as well, hooked up like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next or the previous video.